Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the JFK from Reddit Lithium bringing you a Town Hall 11 how-to 3-star vid. So this is going to be the first Town Hall 11 vid that I will be going into for the beginners and the intermediates who are kind of looking for some new strats or how to break down like a more typical base that you're going to see in a farming war. So this isn't an anti 3-star base by any means, and it's really not a difficult base. So it's a great place to get started if you're just trying to figure out, okay, how do I 3-star at Town Hall 11? How do I deal with the Eagle Artillery? And I'm still kind of having issues with the Inferno Towers as well. So just a quick rundown of Town Hall 11, what we want to look for before we start an attack. So it's going to be very similar to Town Hall 10 with the Archer Queen, the CC, the Infernos, and the Traps. But additionally, now what we also have to take into account, it's got to be a big part of our strategy, is how are we going to deal with the Eagle Artillery, or the EA, is what I'm going to be calling it from now on. So the EA, especially with the buff as far as its damage to golems being 3 times more damage now, that's pretty significant. So it's changed a lot of strats, and even your 2-star strategies on Town Hall 11s have been altered significantly because it's a lot harder for a mass golem with a bunch of jumps to work now, especially if you have a more centralized EA and it's not readily accessible. So in this attack, this was actually the first triple from Akros that he ever had on a Town Hall 11 base. And this replay's just been hanging out on my computer for a while. So I thought this would be a really good place to start for everybody just kind of getting into the Town Hall 11 attacking game. So some of the things that Mac was looking at when he was scouting the base that kind of stuck out to him immediately, he was kind of thinking, okay, I want to do a queen walk and I want to try to take out as many of the components of this base as I can. And then after my opener, which is going to be his queen walk, what else should he be looking at, or what are kind of the weaknesses or flaws in the base? So a lot of times in farming wars, you see an Inferno tower that's a single Inferno, and that's what this Inferno is. And that really weighed very heavily into a strat. But honestly, this base was set up pretty bad. So regardless of the single target Inferno, he really wouldn't have had a lot of issues with the strat he took. So this was also a fresh hit, which does make it a little bit more impressive. Not so much as that he couldn't kind of guess where, the Teslas and some of the bombs were and stuff like that, but not knowing what was in the CC, that was the largest unknown for him when he was kind of looking at this base, trying to figure out how to approach it. So just to kind of break this base down, we know we've got the Archer Queen we've got to deal with, we've got the CC we've got to deal with, we've got the 2 Infernos we've got to deal with, and we've got the Eagle Artillery. And then we can kind of make an educated guess just the way this base is set up that, hey, we probably have some Teslas there, probably have some Teslas there, okay, there could be one there, but most likely, and there could be one here, the Teslas are all going to be in the core. If they were on the outside, I think that would have surprised him a little bit, but it still probably wouldn't have changed the outcome of this attack. So when he looked at the base, he looked at starting his Archer Queen right in this area right here because he knows what direction she's going to go. He knows if he starts her here on this army camp or on this gold mine, like right in the section here, she's going to path right down, and she is going to path right into the Eagle Artillery eventually, which was his goal. Now, on the way to the Eagle Artillery, what he's going to try to get, or the type of value he's going to try to get for this AQ walk, is he's going to try to get the enemy AQ, because her radius, if we could have looked at a scout, if I had put this replay up sooner, her radius is about right here to the edge. So he knows when his queen is walking along this wall right here that the enemy queen is going to come into contact and she's going to aggro him. So he will be able to take out the enemy queen. Then with the CC radius actually going around this expo right here, he used these 2 hogs to release right on this X-bow right here. And he used 2 because he wasn't sure, since it was a fresh hit, if there was going to be a spring trap here. And he didn't know what was in the CC, so he wanted to make sure, hey, I really want to get this CC out. It's pretty vital to my plan, and if that doesn't happen, I'm not sure how the kill squad section of the attack is going to go down. So just to break down the AQ walk a little bit more in depth, another reason, so you probably notice, like with AQ walks, are we going to take 3 healers, are we going to take 4 healers, are we going to take 5 healers, and how do you really figure that out? And this could be you're an FPC player, you could be a TWC player, it really makes no difference. But one of the things you want to look at is how many point defenses are going to be shooting my AQ at one moment in time. And the X-bow is kind of a point defense, though it's a weaker point defense. So throughout this attack, he was never going to have more than 2 point defenses hitting his AQ at any given time. And that was a really huge factor in him only taking 4 of the healers with him in this attack. So he kind of drops his AQ right here. He's going to path her down here into the Eagle artillery. And then what he's going to do is he's actually going to bust her in here, because his goal was to have the AQ kind of wrap around the whole base and then drop his kill squad straight into the middle and give him a jump to get into that core, where he's then going to rage through the first Inferno, and then he's going to freeze the back end, the multi-Inferno. So one of the things I want you guys to watch too with his witch, the witch deployment he uses, which was pretty incredible actually and pretty insightful, is that he only drops half the witches at first and then saves the rest of the witches after he drops all his giants, his golem, his king, and also his his warden. Having a little brain fart right there, guys. So he saved the other witches until he dropped the majority of the kill squad, because what he wanted them to do, or what he was hoping, and he dropped them actually a little bit more over here too, so they would wrap around to this side of the base, was his whole goal for that. Now, he wasn't sure if that was going to happen or not, but he knew, being a fresh hit, and obviously you can see this is the #1 defender, no matter what, he's going to get the 2-star on this attack that he's looking at. But what he was kind of hoping for was that if those witches would wrap around to the outside, that this would be a pretty good 3-star attack strategy. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the attack now, and I'll kind of commentate along with Mac as he is going through his first 3-star as a Town Hall 11. So hope you guys enjoy. Hey everybody, it's the JFK, and we are going to be going into the live attack now, or the recorded attack rather, of Mac, and I'm just going to kind of provide a little bit of commentary to reinforce what we talked about initially. So he's going to start his AQ up at 12 o'clock on that army camp area, and where he starts her, there's no way she can go besides towards 9 o'clock or to the southwest. So if you look just kind of at the buildings there, they're just aligned perfectly for his AQ just to keep going down. And as you can see, she never really engages more than 2 point defenses at one time. So that's why he's able to get away with the 4 healers and not the 5 healers as far as that goes. Now he's going to drop a rage right here, and his timing for this rage was really, he wanted to get his AQ topped off before he engaged the enemy AQ, and that's exactly what he did. He did not want to dance with the devil there at all. So now the next part, and this is honestly the part he was probably stressing out the most, is the CC pull, not really knowing what's in there. So he drops his first hog, not sure if there's going to be a spring trap there, and there wasn't, but he just went ahead and he was already committed to drop the second hog anyway. He's going to drop his poison right now, and that's really not even necessarily for the lava hound, though it does help him take down the hound a little bit quicker. It's really for that loon, because under any circumstances, he does not want that loon to get to his queen and be able to drop any bombs on her. And he was able to accomplish that just in a nick of time. You notice he drops a minion on the backside. That is huge, just in case you're dealing with a lava hound. Take a minion or two on a fresh attack if you're going to be doing an AQ walk and you're going to try to pull the CC, just because lava hounds can be a real pain to deal with. So now he's grabbed the enemy CC, he's grabbed the AQ, and now he's going to be moving into the Eagle Artillery. So he's pretty much accomplished everything he wanted to with his AQ walk. He's taken out the enemy queen, the CC, and the EA. So now he can let his kill squad go to work. Now, if you notice when he starts to drop his kill squad, drops a few witches first to get some skellies out in front, then all the giants before he even starts to drop the BK, his own warden, or his golem, because he knows that single target inferno is just going to be sitting on everything there, and he wants to get those out in front of his high hit point guys, actually. So great use of the warden ability when everything's actually trained on his troops, just to give him a little bit of immunity. And now he's going to drop that freeze on the backside because he doesn't want those two wizard towers just blasting his giants with the inferno the whole time. So he gives his troops a little bit more time to work their way through those high level point defenses and all the Teslas and everything. And now he rages his king just because he wants to get rid of that inferno as quick as possible. Sometimes that's more important than saving the heal for the king, actually, just trying to get all the little barbs out there with him and trying to get him to push through that inferno tower. So if you notice those witches that we kind of talked about, how he released late and he released them a little bit above, they did path around exactly how he wanted them to. So this was a great first Town Hall 11 triple for Mac, and I thought this would just be a really good way to kind of showcase, okay, this is a common like a farming type base you're going to see in a farming war, and breaking down the flaws. So great job, Mac, and really hope you guys enjoyed this and tune back in for more.